Hey. Yeah, you. Listening. Right now. You're in the right place. Hang out a moment. And welcome to Club Grief. Living. Life. Are you living life here with me on Club Grief? Okay, I was listening to a podcast, and the person, a scientist, brought up this statistic, having one of those days, okay. Hey, how are you, by the way? Are you living? Life. Yeah, life. If anything, loss has taught me life happens. Okay, here's what I heard. You, me, every other living person, creature, us being here was one, that's 1 in 400 quadrillion. one in a 400 quadrillion. Like I said, one of those days, I'll tell you about the cat later. Maybe sooner. Us being here, 1 in a 400 quadrillion chance. Now, our brains really can't even begin to comprehend that big of a number. At least mine can't. I don't know about yours. So now that you and I are here in this chance that just so happened, think about it for a moment. Okay. So we're here. I'm here, you're there. So why not live? Well, why not live life since we're here? I mean, that's what we've come here for, correct? To live. So let's start living. I also heard on another podcast a woman say, don't live today like it's your last. Because really, think about the pressure. If it's your last day of all the things you wanted to do or had to do, you want to cram in one day, that's way too much pressure, especially if you're in grief right now, in Club Grief, as we're grieving. She said, rather, live today like it's your first. Live today like it's your first. And I think what she meant, and she explained a little bit, is be in awe, be in a bewilderment. The fact that you can breathe. You breathe in. Breathe in oxygen. Breathe out carbon dioxide. Not carbon monoxide. That's the stuff that can kill you. I remember that from my days in science. So live life. Yeah, life. And that's life with an I, not a Y. And why a Y? That almost sounds like a stand-up comedian or a comics routine. Jerry Seinfeld comes to mind. Could you imagine him? And I'm not good at impressions, but I'll try. Like, what's up with Y? Why? A, E, I, O, U are your vowels. Sometimes Y. Why? I mean, look at Y. W-H-Y, not I. Why? I don't understand. What is up with Y? And that's true. I don't quite understand what the Y is with Y. But anyway, I mean, think about Lyft, the Lyft ride sharing service. It's L-Y-F-T. Why a Y? Why not L-I-F-T? Because it's cool. It's a hipster thing to do. So yeah, living. This episode is called Living. Are you living? Because we're all here. Simply, the reason is we have lost someone. And I say someone, could be more than one, who was close to us that we loved. And grief is, as I've heard before, maybe I've even said it before, I didn't make it up. Grief is proof that you have loved or you have been loved. Also, you love because you are loved, or that's the reason for love. I heard so many things in my 6 decades here in this body on this planet during this time of life, L-I-F-E, and living. I've been lucky enough to make it this far in life. Unfortunately, the person, my wife, she was lucky to make it as far as she did. She was going to turn 63, and but she never quite made it. She's about a month shy of that birthday. And I knew her personally, like I said, one of those days, intimately, for 30 years. We met in 1993, where I was working at a small TV station in Santa Monica, California. Came into my life, and we started dating in December of 1993. I met her dad, and we got together in New York City on one of the coldest days of the year. I came back, knew I was going to marry her. I proposed to her on February 14th, Valentine's Day, actually on TV. Since I was working at a TV station, I was able to record a Heidi, Will You Marry Me video. Quite fun. A lot of people helped me out and participated. And I remember that Valentine's Day, 1994, we were in my little apartment in West Hollywood, California. And so we were there watching my little video that I put together, and she got to kick it out, and she laughed so much. And at the end of the video, I looked at her and I said, "Sonia, what do you think?" And so she looks at me and she goes, "Yeah, so what are you trying to say?" I go, "Well, you just watched the TV show, a little segment. What do you think?" And she smiled. "I don't know. What do you think? I mean, what are you trying to say?" And I said, "Will you marry me?" And here's exactly what she said. "So, when do you have to know?" So June 18th, Paul McCartney's birthday. Paul McCartney's birthday, we were married. And here's a fun fact too. March 12th, my birthday, that's when Paul and his wife, first wife, Linda McCartney, were married. So Paul McCartney was married on my birthday, March 12th. And I got married to Heidi on his birthday, June 18th. Unplanned. Okay, living. So how has your life changed? Well, I can tell you, you don't know me and I don't know you, and I think we're all going through something together, even though it's not exactly the same, because no one's life is exactly the same as anybody else's. It's all completely different. We have different experiences, we play different roles, we live in different places, everything's unique. So how has your life changed? How has your living changed? In my case, since I did lose my wife, my best friend, and my daughter also lost her mother and her besties, BFS, if you want to call it that, friend. So now, myself, I'm having to fill the void that was left by my wife for my daughter. So maybe you're dealing with the same thing. Maybe you're a guy like myself, and your daughter has lost their mother. Not an easy thing, because I believe from experience, moms and daughters have a special connection, more than anybody else, more than father-daughter, mother-son. I think it's mainly because we all come through women. All of us been born from a woman. We were conceived and we grew in a woman's body, and I think that's what's so unique and special about a woman. And a mother-daughter relationship, I think, is very unique. So maybe you're having to step up, I guess is the correct term, or the usual term, into filling the void and being that extra parent that your child needs. It might be your son, maybe you're a mom and you have to step in and fill the dad's shoes. But anyway, so if you are a parent and now you are a widow, which is a weird ass term if you ask me, a widow, now I am a widow, kind of hits hard. Yeah. So maybe you're a parent like me. Now you're a single parent, a widowed parent, and you have a child. Could be a small child, 5, 10, 15, 20, depending where they are. 25, 30, it doesn't matter. You're always a parent. They are always your child, and you're having to step up and fill that void. It's not easy. So whatever you're going through, I'm going through something like that too. And I know it's not easy. I know it sucks. I know it's hard. It's shocking. Maybe therapy is helping you. I've been seeing a therapist, and she helps me, and I break down and cry a lot. I still cry a lot, and I try to laugh sometimes. I'll watch like a show, maybe a Netflix show or something like that, or a Amazon or Apple Plus TV, one of those to find a laugh here and there. But we all know it's just like a little distraction to help us deal with this thing we call loss. We're in this together. It's not easy. So here we are, stepping up. Another thing, I realized that my I'm laughing because my wife was the cat mama. She was definitely a cat mama. I'm a dog dad, and I got my little King Charles Cavalier, George. He's my little guy. He is actually my emotional support animal that I have, so I'm lucky to have him in my life. I've had him for quite a while now. My daughter rescued him, and I can tell you a story about that another time, or maybe if you see me in person, say, hey, tell me about that King Charles Cavalier George story, how he came to be in your life. Anyway, so now I have to step up and be not only the dad dog, is be the cat dad. That doesn't quite, cat mama sounds better, the cat daddy. And so whenever Cats got sick, had a little blood in her urine, so I had to take her to the vet. Had to drive up an hour, take her to the vet, sit there and wait, decide what to do. The thing about veterinarians and animal hospitals, they are, the one we go to in Santa Monica is very cool. They say, okay, well, here's what we recommend. Here's what it costs. And do you want the bronze package, silver package, the gold package? I don't know, Monty Hall. I'll take door 1, 2, or 3, or what's bringing down the aisle. Let's make a deal. That's a reference from childhood. If you're 5 or 6 decades in life, you'd appreciate that humor, the Monty Hall humor. So I went for the silver package, and for $600, I decided that, okay, let me go for it and see what's going on with a little lady, our little girl, the one. Her name is Elsa. She's a tricolored tabby. She reminds me so much of my wife. When I was in the examining room, I was just holding her and started to cry right there in the examining room. The veterinarian, the pet doctor, animal doctor was in the room, but I just started crying with her, and because she reminded me so much of my wife. So yeah, so let's wrap this up, and we can talk later. But I just want you to think about life, L-I-F-E, living life. Are you living life? Are you not living life? What is it you're doing or not doing? And be good to yourself. And we'll see you next time in Club Grief.